Hi, I'm Kim Coates. I'm playing Philip Genovese. I came to this role was, my best mate Billy Fichtner is starring in this Crossing Lines, this epic that we're shooting over here in Prague and parts of France, I understand as well. Billy is number one on the call sheet, and he really wanted me to do this for him. So he approached Ed Bernero and Rolla Bauer, and they met me in Los Angeles at the Soho House and discussed the possibility of doing that. And I'd been doing a movie, and it finished in time, and lo and behold, here we are. You know, when you're doing an arc like I'm doing here for these guys, it's a leap of faith, right? Because it's not like a movie where you get to read the movie and decide whether you want to be in it or not, or it needs this, or that's too much, or this is a leap of faith. I mean, when I met Rolla and Ed, like I said, in Los Angeles a couple of months ago, it was I want to do this. So I trust you, Ed. And I mean, heck, I didn't even get the script until a week ago, but he'd give me enough background on the guy already. So these writers that are as talented as him, they have it somewhere in their head, and it just comes out, and it just comes out. And he's not afraid to change it up. He's not afraid to listen to Billy. I saw him for the last week go over the next day's work every day, and he changes stuff up to make it better all the time. That's my kind of writer. That's my kind of brilliant writer, and that's the kind of guys and women I want to be around all the time. Yeah, Ed's, because he writes all these scripts. Obviously, he's the storyboarder and the creator with Rolla, and he's very easygoing. And his dialogue for me, this is my first show. I'm doing 9 and 10 for them, but his dialogue's just so easy. It comes right off my tongue. He collaborates beautifully with his actors. Billy Fichtner and I worked with Ed for a good hour and a half yesterday before the stuff we were going to do today. And he's not precious about his dialogue. He just leaves it for you to find the beats. And that's so far what we're doing today. And it's just been a pleasure to work with Ed. I think they're going to find a lot of stuff attractive about the show. I mean, that's a great question because Bill has already seen the first 2 episodes and I have not seen the first 2, but he just says it's like a smorgasbord. It's visually stunning. I mean, we all know this, being from, I'm Canadian, now I live in Los Angeles, been there forever. There's nothing like Europe. There's nothing like Europe. The antiquity of Europe, the cobblestone streets, and as you just said, I mean, all these wonderful actors from Italy and France and Germany and England and Ireland. Billy's from America, Donald Sutherland, who I just love that guy. I mean, I've been such a fan of his, and he's been of mine for a long time. And so to finally meet him for the first time was big for me. So people are going to love this for just the reason for what you just said. There's just all these incredible countries that are being represented in the police force, and some dark things are happening, and people are going to love it. Genovese, he's American. He's a bit of a gypsy, He really is. He can sleep in an alley with this on. He can also order a $200 steak. When Ed was describing the guy to me, he said Genovese's the kind of guy who would be able to walk into a restaurant, nobody's there, and hand the gal a $100 tip to have the window seat. But there's no one in the restaurant. He could have sat wherever he wanted to. But the flash of the $100 bill, the flash of money, he can hide. He hides in crowds really, really well. He's not afraid of anything. He's got the cops in his pocket. I don't want to give too much away, but it is a huge crux of Billy's character, Carl Hickman, in this whole story. And they talk about me early. There's a couple of flashbacks early. You don't even really know what happened between the two of us, and then it comes to a head in this last couple of episodes in season 1. He's just the best. Fichtner's the best, man, and I'm not just saying that. He really is an amazing actor. And yes, we met on Black Hawk Down back in 1961. I still look pretty good. We ran into Ridley Scott in a restaurant the other night here in Prague. It was great seeing Ridley, and he was full of beans, and he hadn't seen Bill and I since Blackhawk, so it was great for us to run into him again. Billy and I do as much together as we can. This will be, you know, the third time we've worked together. Prison Break, we did that, a couple of shows in Prison Break as well. And we've got a lot of things in the fire right now, he and me. So this is just the beginning and the continuation of a career that I love working with him. And, you know, this is, you know, bad versus good, and he seems to be always on the good side, and I'm always on the bad side, but we have a lot of fun, there's no doubt about it. It's cool because Black Hawk Down, we were both heroes together on the same side. Prison Break, we were both cops, even though I was investigating him. Still, I was a cop, an investigator like him. This is different, man. This is really gnarly stuff. So the climax of what we just shot this morning will be at the end of this episode, where it's in a fun house in a carnival, and one of us gets up and one of us doesn't. I'll let you guess who that is. We're doing today, we're in a trailer, a beat up trailer that Billy Fichtner's character lives in a carnival setting. I've got this underground stuff going on in my company, and I'm using the carnival as a front. And Fichtner's been following me since New York, and he finds me over here in Amsterdam. Yes, that's where we are, in Amsterdam. And the scene that we just finished shooting is when I'm physically in front of him for the first time in over a year, since I shot him up pretty good in New York. And I can't see what Bill's doing inside the trailer, but I know it's amazing because he's absolutely freaked out. He's not ready for me. I know who he is now. I found out what he's doing here, and I'm just scaring the crap out of him right at the door. Come on outside, come on, who are you? You're the guy. Clean this stuff, you know. So he's completely freaked out in this scene. And for those of you who've read the rest of the 9th episode, it gets kooky fun at the end of this episode before the final one.